All right, lead heads, welcome back to the Talking Lead podcast. This is episode 241, and I appreciate you guys being patient with me. I had to take a week off because, dun dun dun, I got the Cadillac removed from my eyeball. Yep, I got my cataract surgery finally, and I can see. It's amazing how blind I've been. I didn't realize how blind I was. I just thought, no big deal, This is how it happens to everybody, but oh my God, I can see in stereo now. So let me go ahead and introduce our guest. Our guest this week is none other than Jerommie Smith with Smith and Bradley Watches, and we're going to make an announcement here of a new, was it a branch or is it a whole new company?
It's just a branch. It's a division.
Division?
Yes.
And you guys have seen me post on social media. DEFI, D-E-F-I, is their new line of watches that they've got, and they are awesome. The Battlefield and the Scout. We're going to be talking about those today, in addition to some things coming from Smith and Bradley as well. Welcome in, Jerommie.
Well, thank you very much.
Glad to have you back on the show.
Yeah, I was looking up the last time it was on, 8 months ago.
Has it been 8 months?
That's what it said on Skype. It said 8 months ago. I'm like, oh my gosh.
Dang.
It didn't seem like that.
No, I didn't. No, it doesn't feel like it's been. Well, I've seen you a couple of times since then, but we haven't had you on the show. So welcome in.
I've been kind of flighty with business.
Well, you've been busy with business.
Yes.
Getting the DEFI brand launched, which, kudos to that. I love these watches, and we're going to talk about those. But make sure you guys go back to last week's episode 240. We had Kevin Dixie with No Other Choice Firearms Training, and that was a phenomenal interview with Kevin. So make sure you guys go back and check out that episode and all the cool things that Kevin's got going on, not only with his YouTube channel, his social media, and his gun training, but with his fight for our Second Amendment rights and the great programs that he has for education of not only the children, but for just everybody out there in his area in Missouri, St. Louis, Missouri. And we got sad news this week, and we'll go ahead and get started on our Jackwagon train. I think everybody knows where I'm headed with this. Everybody knows Gunny passed away. Ermey, he is the conductor of our Jackwagon train. He's the one who hauls off all the Jackwagons each week, and he is going to be sorely missed. A great man, great family man, great proponent for our Second Amendment rights. Ermey, R.I.P., Semper Fi, Gunny. Bring that train in.
Hoorah, Semper Fi, do or die, hold 'em high at 8th and I. It is time for the Talking Lead Jackwagon of the Week, so brace yourself, baby.
So we're going to do the Jackwagon train. It's going to be somber, but it's going to be fun.
Let's do it.
And I'm kind of torn on whether I should continue using him in his introduction.
Why?
Well, I don't know. I mean, is it disrespectful to...
That's honor.
Is it honor?
Oh my gosh. It's
Okay.
like having something that keeps on going on forever.
Well, I mean, the guy. I mean, he is. He will never be forgotten.
Well, it's part of your. You've always done it, right?
Yeah, we've always done it.
That's your history, right?
It's our history with the Gunny. Yeah.
Never erase your history.
There you go. So we are proud to continue the Jackwagon train in this week's episode, and we got several that we're going to be throwing on this week. And as always, we like to defer to our guest, Jerommie. Who do you want to lead off with? And you sent me a text on one, so I hope you're going to talk about that. Oh my gosh.
I have to. Every ridiculous snowflake out there. What in the hell?
First it's Tide Pods, and now it's...
They're snorting condoms up their nose.
What?
I've never. So I actually watched, I saw the news article on it, like, you got to be kidding me. There ain't no way. So what they're doing, they're snorting, they put up a condom on one side of their nose, snort it up to get it through their nasal cavity and pull it out their mouth.
What? They're actually...
So if you, yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So if they can successfully do that, then they win the challenge. So it's like this...
It's a challenge.
They're challenged, don't get me wrong. They're challenged.
They're mentally
life, man.
So they're brain flossing with condoms now.
Yes. I give them.
I have seen like magicians and comedians and stuff like snort strings and stuff, and I've never heard of anybody snorting a condom. When you first said they were snorting condoms, I thought maybe they were like snorting the spermicide on there or something, getting high off the spermicide. I mean,
I saw this dumbass. He's got it all rolled out, sitting right here, and he starts snorting it up his nose, and like all the way through. And then he opens his mouth and pulls it out of his mouth, and just literally flosses it right through.
Holy
it took work to pull that thing through his mouth.
Because the end of it, I mean, it's round. It's flexible. It's round, but golly.
We know what, it's just mind blowing.
Tide Pods and condoms.
Yeah, and you want to tell me how to live. All right.
Right. Kids should be seen and not heard.
Oh, my gosh.
I'll say it again. My uncle always told me that. Anytime the adults were having conversations and I'd chime in, that was my shit. Like, kids should be heard and not seen. Get out of here, kid.
It's just...
Which I understand it now. But, oh my gosh, yeah, very deserving. So is that like we can probably go to YouTube and find that crazy stuff?
You'll find it all over YouTube. It's even on the CBS News.
I'm going to Google
National News.
I'm going to do snorting condoms.
Yeah. Snorting condom challenge.
There it is. Condom snorting challenge. What it is and why would anybody do it? This is the Washington Post is actually reporting this.
How does this make news?
They will report anything that is actually just preposterous. Yeah. So it says, imagine unrolling a condom and stuffing it up one side of your nose, then plugging the other nostril and inhaling until the long piece of latex slides into your throat. Then you reach back there with your finger and pull it from your mouth. Why would someone do that? Apparently for the same reason young people have dared each other to pour salt in their hands and hold ice until it burns, douse themselves in rubbing alcohol and set themselves on fire, or bite into colorful liquid laundry detergent packets. Because they're idiots.
Well, they also had the cinnamon challenge too.
What's that?
Where they would see how much cinnamon they could put in their mouth and hold it in there as long as they could.
Is cinnamon, like, does it hurt or something?
Yeah, you can't. It just automatically just wants to. I mean, just the powder from it alone, you'll just gag it out.
Yeah, I'm not going to try that.
Themselves.
I like putting it on my toast in the morning with my butter.
Well, you define logic, my friend.
I just, my God. And it's got to be because of they want to get the views, they want to get the followers on their freaking YouTube and social media. I mean, that's got to be why they're doing this crazy stuff. It's like Jackass.
If you tell them they're an idiot, they'll start crying.
I blame Jackass for all this.
But at least Jackass would take a licking and keep on going and laugh about
it. Right?
These guys will just crumble like in the fetal position and start crying like you hurt my feelings.
Oh, that reminds me of a Jackwagon we had not too long ago where, and again, it was this social media kids, and they were trying to do stuff to get ratings, get people to watch them. They took a telephone book, and the chick had a 50 cal, a handgun. I don't know where they got the 50 cal handgun, but they thought that was going to stop a bullet, and her boyfriend put it up on his chest. Yeah, and she shot him, and he died. Imagine that.
Yeah.
And then last week's Jackwagon, the three kids that were in the car, and they were on like Facebook Live or Instagram Live or something like that, and there was a Glock sitting on the console, and the chick was getting it and playing around with it like she was a badass, and then she started waving it in the passenger's face, and she shot him because she thought it was unloaded.
Of course.
Because she pulled the trigger.
All guns are unloaded.
She pulled the trigger the first time and it didn't go off. And then she's playing around, jabbering off, and then she actually cocks the slide, and then she starts waving it around again, and because she clicked it the first time and thought it was empty, boom.
Oh, boy.
That video is actually, you can go to Facebook and Google, I don't know, dude shot in the head or something like that, and the full video's on there and you can see it. It's ridiculous. But anyway, we did that one in last week's episode. So that's a great Jackwagons. The condom snorters out there, my God.
Salute.
Yeah. All right, so that brings me to my Jackwagon this week. Unless you have another one. Do you have another one?
Oh, no.
Okay.
I think that's good for me.
Okay. So we had, this is a listener-submitted Jackwagon, and I'm kind of torn on whether to throw this guy on the Jackwagon train or not, because I think it was taken out of context. But at the same time, he said it, it's been reported, and the gun grabbers are kind of using it to their advantage. But this guy is a huge gun owner to a proponent. It's Jason Aldean, the country music singer. Are you familiar with him?
Oh, yeah.
I think he just released a new album or something, too. So
he just won an award last night for Entertainer of the Year.
Okay. All right. Well, good for him. I don't know a lot about it. I just know Tia's real big into country music, and I hear these names thrown around the house all the time. So apparently he's a big deal. And he was the guy that was at the Vegas shooting. He was the one that was performing.
Yep.
So I don't think the leadhead who saw this got the entire story. They just sent me like a meme with him on it and this quote. And the quote that I'm talking about, I've got it right here. And it says, "It's too easy to get guns first and foremost," Aldean said. "When you can walk in somewhere and you can get one in 5 minutes, do a background check, and it takes 5 minutes. Like, how in-depth is that background check? Those are the issues I have. It's not necessarily the guns themselves or that I don't think people should have guns. I have lots of them." So that was part of a quote of a bigger interview that he was doing. Okay? So I'm going to take issue with, his background check statement here. Yeah, background checks are fairly quick, but computers are fast. And as long as the data that is going in those has been reported, then everything's being checked that needs to be checked. And you shouldn't have to wait 30 minutes, an hour, 3 days, a week to get a gun. Because technology is there. That's why we have technology, Jason.
It should happen just as long as it takes me to stop you on a vehicle stop to find out whether or not you're wanted or you got some problems.
Exactly. So coming from a police officer's perspective, you want data quick. You want to be able to tell if somebody's a bad guy quick, right?
Yeah, well, they mandate it. They mandate that we've only got so much time to detain these folks, and we have to have information at the speed of light to conduct our investigation during that stop, and then get them on their way.
Right.
So information and speed is like we've never seen before. And I can do NCIC checks. I can do leads. I can do every single check I need to do within the state, within the country. Mm-hmm. As long as it's been reported and that data has been uploaded.
There you go. So Jason, the problem is not the amount of time that it takes to do a background check. It's as long as the entities that are supposed to be reporting the data about these people are reporting it, it's going to show up on a background check. Okay,
Absolutely.
So the problem's not the background check, time, speed. You want that. That's a good thing, Jason. The bad thing is that sometimes some of this data doesn't get into that, and that's what we need to look at and what we need to try to fix. Because
look at the other side.
The system is there.
If the data's in there, we know just as fast that he can't have a weapon or she can't have a weapon.
Exactly. So the 5 minutes that it takes for you, because Jason, you're not a felon and you can legally own a gun, which is why you can walk in 5, 10, 20 minutes. It takes longer than 5 minutes.
Oh, yeah.
I went and got a KSG shotgun the other day, picked it up. It took like 15 minutes after I entered the data and they sent it off. It took about 15, 20 minutes to get it back. So that's not the problem. The problem is ensuring that the data is there. So
absolutely. I can't tell you how many times I've had a person that should have been arrested that should have had their warrant put in there, but the person didn't upload the information in there, and I let that guy go, and he's been wanted, and everyone's screaming bloody murder. You should have kept him. I'm like, how?
Right, had nothing to hold him.
I didn't have the information before me.
The data wasn't there, but the data was there fast.
Just because you knew doesn't mean I can't operate off what you knew.
Yeah, but you make a great point, because the same thing, if the data is there, and it's there the majority of the time,
Sure.
It is there. This system works, and there's just a small percentage of people that, get through the so-called cracks. But just like you said, within those 5 minutes, those 10 minutes, those 20 minutes, you can also prevent a bad person from getting a gun too.
Well, how often do they show numbers of those who have been prevented? They're going to tell you all day that, hey, you can get it like that. Well, how many people have had turned down applications versus turned in? We don't even see that percentage.
Right.
We don't see that number.
And aren't the gun stores, if somebody is trying to buy a gun and they're like a felon or something, aren't they supposed to report them?
Yeah, if there is, it depends on which state. So if someone is known to illegally, like, hey, you can't even possess this thing, then they will report that.
Yeah. So that's a good thing too. So within minutes, we can also get a felon off the street that's trying to maybe do something nefarious, maybe not.
Yeah, and that becomes an agency issue as well, because then you're dealing with a state to a local, and, we've always had some problematic things with state and local working a little bit faster together. But in information now, it's just, there shouldn't even be a delay with anyone.
Yeah, exactly. So, not necessarily on the Jackwagon train, Jason, but just for your lack of, he's just ignorant about the whole situation, his lack of knowledge. So hopefully somebody will turn Jason over and to this show, turn him on to our show, and he'll listen. And, we just educated him on it, and he'll maybe change his mind. But I don't think he's against guns. I don't think that's the whole thing here. But I think the gun grabbers are probably using that and trying to throw him on their side and make it sound like he is.
Oh, I'm sure they took the interview and pieced all the stuff they wanted pieced in their format.
Right. And Arts, let's see, what's the website I'm at here? www.pressherald.com. And then Jason Aldean carries the weight of tragedy. And apparently he feels really guilty about the whole thing too. He's having the survivor's guilt, I think, thing going on with him. But yeah, I'm not going to throw him on the train, but that was a listener suggestion, and I think we kind of cleared it up a little bit for us. So my next Jackwagon, and it goes along with.
You got more?
Got one more. And this has to be thrown on is because it is the reason why we no longer have the Gunny with us. It's pneumonia. Throwing pneumonia on the Jackwagon train. That's right. I'm throwing a physical illness on the Jackwagon train. I'd like to get rid of all pneumonia.
I'll second that motion because my grandmother died a year ago,
from pneumonia
2 weeks ago. Yep.
Oh man, I'm sorry to hear that.
Yep.
My mother almost passed away from pneumonia several years ago. It almost got her.
It started out of, hey, I just don't feel good.
Back pains.
To just, I just think I'm going to relax, take a while. Then all of a sudden I'm not hungry. And then the cough and all this other stuff. And then it was like, that was it.
Yeah.
Like, what? Holy cow.
Just like that, yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, pneumonia, welcome to the Jackwagon train. And, I hate it. It was sad news that we heard that the Gunny passed, and he will be sorely missed. Definitely here at Talking Lead and by all of the Leadhead Brigade. So I think that's a good one to end on for the Jackwagon train.
I think so.
So, Gunny from the great beyond, take that Jackwagon train out of here, brother.
And as always, keep your loved ones close.
And your firearms closer.
All right. So now I think what we should do is we should talk about DEFI. Let's talk about what prompted you to start this new brand of watches.
So DEFI is within Smith & Bradley. We have all of our high-end automatic watches and all this stuff that's around $1,000.
Mm-hmm.
Nice
stuff. Really nice. I mean, you say $1,000 like it's expensive, but anywhere else that quality, that kind of watch is going to be $5,000, $6,000.
And we hand build them here in house. We don't. Everything that we do with those are built right here.
Yeah.
So we were seeing, a lot of our customers a lot of them didn't transition from our watches that we had were $199 or $200 or $300. They weren't the other customers. So what we did is at first we separated and said all of our quartz watches will now be DEFI. All of our automatics will still be S&B. And then we brought back the original Sands 13 watch, the very first watch that I ever designed.
Which I have the Sands Evolution.
You have the Evolution.
Yeah, which this is my favorite watch. I love this watch.
So we brought back the original Sands underneath DEFI. And people that have the original one, they still have it. And they're like, well, what more can you do? I'm like, oh, man, if I do more, it's going to make it more expensive. So I kind of went off the deep end and said, well, let's just take this thing so far out of whack.
Literally speaking, you went off the deep end.
Yeah. So I made it to a 300-meter depth-rated dive watch.
Sweet.
And then put the same exact movement in it that Tag Heuer uses in their Aqua Racer.
Nice.
So it's a super high-end Swiss quartz with sapphire crystal, stainless steel, 300-meter water depth. And Tag charges $1,500, and we charge $399.
You can't beat that, man. So the original Sands was 200 meters, and now this one's up. You've gone and increased it up to 300 meters.
Yeah, and it was $399 when we did it before.
You kept the price the same, and you've made it better. Wow.
Absolutely.
How do you do that? How do you do that, man?
Well, when you do for 11 brands now, so now I design and engineer and produce for 11 different brands here in the U.S.
Oh, wow.
So when you start doing that much magnitude consistently, your purchasing power is a little bit strong.
There you go.
So I said, let's take it to the advantage, give people more for their, more product.
Yeah, more for the money.
And, I could mark it up, but I don't.
And people would pay it. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
But
so I just pass it on.
Now, I know you just ran a big, kind of like a pre-sale on those things. Do you have any still available? Can lead heads go and get any of those the new Sands?
So what I can do,
the new original Sands?
What I will do.
What you will do. Okay.
If you go to the website, now remember this is a pre-sale. This isn't like you buy it right now and you can get it tomorrow.
Okay.
We are starting production of them this Friday, and we're about 45 to 60 days before it will deliver.
Okay.
But if you go to the website,
well worth the wait, and give the website
www.smithbradleyltd.com.
There you go.
Or just type in Smith Bradley watches anywhere in Google, you'll get to it. And if you use the code LEADHEAD, I'm going to give you the same price we had at our pre-sale.
Ooh.
For $175.
What?
It's can only get that
from listening to the show. Okay, wow, that's amazing.
Let's do this.
Now they go to the website, and where do they go from there to get the
Sands 13?
Go down to Sands 13 2.0.
2.0.
All right, and it says sold out, so don't be scared.
Well, let me see if it's going to let me do this. But if it won't let them check out, they can send an email, and they can send that email to our service and just say Leadhead, and we will make sure they are honored at that price.
What's your email address?
So send the email to service@smithbradleyltd.com.
There you go, guys. So
service@smithbradleyltd.com. All you got to do is drop an email in there.
So in the subject, put the Sands 13 Leadhead discount. How about that?
And here's what we'll do. Since we're making it a little difficult to get it, we will, as long as you give us that you want it, we won't even bill you until we ship it. How about that?
Boom. That's awesome.
We're going to give you the pre-sale price. We're going to reserve your watch for you.
And you don't have to pay up front.
You ain't got to pay up front. You're in the pre-sale just because you're a lead head, and you'll just have to pay before we ship. You're going to have
That's amazing. That is amazing. So
$25 off.
Leadhead, you better take advantage of this because you won't see it again. I guarantee it. This will not come around again. This is in all intents and purposes, a $1,500 watch. Normal price $400, and the Leadhead special price $175.
I'm gonna drop another one on you too. We haven't even talked about this.
You're killing me, Whitey. You're killing me. The hits just keep coming.
It's my job.
What's up? What's up?
We have a new program in the works.
Okay, program.
So, I'm working with another guy here. I told you that I do for 11 other companies now.
Yeah.
And he is spearheading and starting a project, and I'm going to be the supplier for their company. And it's called ZooBox.
Ooh, that sounds cool.
ZEW Box.
What is that?
They're going to be doing a crowdfunding in about a month.
Okay.
So ZooBox is all about high-end luxury goods. But the start of it is, and always will be, the main premise is watches.
Okay.
You're going to get a subscription to watches.
So you get like a new watch a month?
Yep.
Interesting.
So there's going to be a $99 tier and a $29 tier.
Mm-hmm.
And 2 times a year, you'll be able to design and build your own watch through that platform.
Nice.
As well as and every $99 tier watch will be a Swiss movement watch.
So you're going to get a substantially more value for your money than $99 that you're paying.
Yeah. You will be able to go on any other website and see the same exact watch you're going to get for $99 a month. That's going to cost you $300 to $500.
Wow. That's crazy.
I mean, you will be, when they run their campaign, you'll be able to look at every other campaign on crowdfunding and see watches comparable that are going to be $200 to $300 on crowdfunding. You get the same watch with ZooBox for $99.
So how long is this? Is this going to be they're just going to keep doing this every month for forever?
Every month, forever. So there's other products that that they're venturing with in this company. They'll be doing quarterly things with whiskey companies and all kinds of
cigars,
everything that has to do with high-end, cool, dude stuff.
Dude stuff. I like that.
This is, I mean, you want to talk about getting a lot of bang.
That's what they should be called instead of ZooBox is dude stuff. Dude stuff.
But yeah, it's going to be kind of over the top. One of the first $29 tier is going to be old school field watch that you'd get at the drugstore. I don't know if you ever remember seeing those. They'd be on the counter, and you just pulled off that cardboard tab, and there was your classic, just old field watch right there.
Right.
That's the first one at the $29 tier.
Is this the one that your grandfather inspired you to design?
Yeah, that one, though, that one's built with some of the super over-the-top high-end stuff.
Uh-huh.
I mean, we can't do it at that level for $29, but we're going to make it at the same quality that the drugstore watch was. Because I got all the specs and all that type of stuff. But we'll have add-ons, too, to add like a compass onto your strap, all kinds of stuff. There will be all kinds of stuff. That's cool. But the subscription thing is going to be really over the top.
And when is this going to start, this ZooBox?
They're going to start their crowdfunding campaign, I think, in about a month.
Okay. All right. So we'll have to alert the leadheads when that's available.
Oh, man, because they're going to be able to get their $99 tier for $90.
Oh, so a promotional.
Yeah, it's going to be because they're going to try and raise as much money as they can and as many memberships as they can through crowdfunding. Yeah. And they're going to discount it as much as they can to get the exposure and get it out.
Is there a minimum month that you got to sign up for? You got to do like 12 months, 6 months, or you can do month to month?
They're actually going to have some more discounts at the more months you buy.
Sure. More incentive.
Now, the thing that's going to happen too, if you're a member, they're going to do $1,000 a month drawings. $1,000 a month.
Wow.
If you're a member, they're like, we can give watches away. Like, why would you want to give watches away? They're already getting watches, right?
Yeah. You're already giving them away.
Man. Give them cash.
So this is just $1,000 cash they're giving away.
That's just it. $1,000 cash.
Oh, okay. I thought you meant like $1,000 in product or something.
No. This is cash, baby.
Wow. That's amazing. So zoobox.com, you guys stay tuned. That's something good coming up.
Yeah, and it's just unfolding by the day because they call me every day about this collaboration.
I think that'll do well because there's and I wasn't a watch guy until I met you. Damn it!
Cheers,
I didn't throw you. I think I'm gonna throw you on the Jackwagon train, but I've got this freaking fetish for watches now, and it's just like my guns. You got to get the next best, great, and they come out with a new color. I got to have that color. Got a new caliber. I got to have that caliber. So the same thing with the watches.
The crazy thing with Zoobox is because they're gonna have purchasing power on top of my purchasing power because it's gonna go through the roof. That you're gonna be able to get a dozen watches for the cost of one famous maker brand,
right?
Of all the same quality. And
you may be thinking to yourself, I don't need 12 watches, but guess what?
No.
You can give them as gifts.
That's right. So they've already got that built in. Hey,
or you could sell it.
Gifts.
You could sell it.
I told them that's what's going to happen. Because you just got a $99 watch, right?
Mm-hmm.
You're going to turn around. And I said, look, you guys have guys selling this thing for $150, $200 just for a snap, quick burn.
Yeah.
They're going to be making money every month. I said, you're going to have people that are members just to sell the stuff.
Well, that's the thing. It's like you could pay for your membership by selling a couple of watches. Probably just one watch.
It's crazy how they were going through all this stuff, and they're like, hey, is this okay? I'm like, well, what does it matter? I mean, you don't control what happens in the secondary market.
Yeah.
It's going to be really cool to see all this dude stuff be given away every month. I'm sure
there'll be some, and it's not just exclusive to dudes. You dudettes can get on and involved with this too, I'm sure.
Where this thing's going to spawn off, this is the initial, catalyst for it.
Yeah,
and they've got different ways for this thing to go out that is just
hit all the different kind of genres.
When they brought me in, just asking me as far as the manufacturing side, I was blown away.
I like it. So when that gets closer to time, we got to have you back on, and we got to release talk about the release of it, the launch. So we're still doing our interviews from SHOT Show, Jerommie. Believe it or not, we still got interviews from SHOT Show that we're cranking out. So we're going to cut one in here real quick in between our interview, and it's with our good buddies down over on the left coast in California, Southpaw Tactical. And we talk with Joe about Southpaw and their cool tactical store that they do over there. It specializes for left-hand shooters, but they do right-hand, left-hand both. And then also the challenges that they face being in California and a gun retailer. So let's get into that. Let's send that lead down range, Jerommie.
Do it.
Here we go. All right, guys, we're still rolling on day 2 at the 2018 SHOT Show. And in case you hadn't heard, we are being graciously hosted by the group at Keltec, the official lead quarters of the Talking Lead podcast, ladies and gentlemen.
Sorry, I'm talking to the guys from Ranger Bags.
Chad's actually having to work right now, so we'll get him back on in just a minute.
He's drinking a little water.
But we got a treat for you guys. All the way from the left coast, we're bringing to you guys Joe from Southpaw Tactical. You guys heard him on our special Black Friday Cyber Monday show. So we have the opportunity to grab him here at SHOT Show and get on and talk details about Southpaw.
Yeah, glad to be back. We're out here trying to find as many left-handed accessories as we can for our customers and finding interesting accessories and having a good time out here.
So what are you finding, man? What are you seeing out here on the floor?
I always like Strike Industries has had some really interesting accessories for the left-handed. They're always innovating, always new stuff.
So they got some cool stuff?
Yeah.
We're trying to get them on. We hadn't had them on yet, but yeah.
They have a prototype ambidextrous mag release that's kind of really interesting. They didn't let me. It's like, come on, send me home with one.
Right?
I promise I'll break it. But
it's like we specialize in it. Come on, guys.
Yeah. So, yeah, we're always trying to do different upper builds, trying to find different hand guards, interesting adjustable gas blocks.
So speaking of like hand guards and vertical grips, are you familiar with Medieval Industries?
I haven't. I've heard of these, but I haven't seen them actually in hand. So these are actually pretty
talk
slick.
about the ambidextrous for the the vertical grips. I mean, this is a 360-degree vertical grip, so that might be something that you'd be interested in there.
So in California, some things like this, we have to be careful. We can have an angled grip, but if it can be vertical, the People's Republic of California behind enemy lines, we have to be very
Absolutely. I forgot about that.
touchy. We usually can sell just about anything, but it's the end user's responsibility to make sure they're following. I mean, we sell AR pistol builds.
But ultimately, it could come back to you and bite you in the ass.
Yeah, so we have to kind of put a little asterisk on certain products. Something like this, if it's a vertical grip, we got to be a little careful from that. We've been talking about it a lot during the show with a lot of different people about how it is behind enemy lines in California.
Right.
We wish the state would divide in half,
So I got another product for you. So you tell me you can't use that. Hey, are you familiar with Riker, the Riker grip?
I have, yes.
Okay, we had those guys on a little bit earlier.
Nice. I've heard them on the show before, and I think they were over on We Like Shooting with Sean.
No, I don't know anything about them.
No. Not those clowns.
Those clowns. No, but yeah, we just they've been on before, and it's an innovative product and could be
It's
an another ambi kind of thing, and it's not vertical; it's a side-mounted thing. So I don't think you'd have any problems with that in California.
Dealing with California, there's always something interesting going on, and when I say interesting, we have to figure out.
You got to put a whole nother level of thinking into, what you got to do, and
we were going to get into ammo about a year ago to start selling it, but this regulation came through of having to have an FFL and face-to-face transaction for the ammos. But actually, the kind of good thing, January 1st, all these people were supposed to have a license to sell. Mm-hmm. They didn't do nothing.
Damn.
And all these ammo sales, like, we're going to sell anyways. Stop us. That's like.
And are they stopping them?
They ain't doing nothing. All of our local law enforcement's like, good for them. Like, we're not going to do nothing.
Right.
They make these.
Not going to enforce it.
Even the, I have to make air quotes, finger air quotes. The assault weapon stuff in California. Sure. That was supposed to be all set up. There's no. You don't have a recourse to kind of say, okay, well, I'm going to register it, which I would recommend never to do. Put a different pistol grip on it or non-adjustable stock, and now sidestep the law. That's not even available. So they make all these regulations, all these rules, unenforceable. Completely unenforceable.
But then they put them into place though, at the same time. So you've got all these, and you got laws overlapping laws. It's ridiculous. It's so confusing. It's like, just make a new law for everything that you think of. But wait, there's 3 laws that are already in place that cover that. It's ridiculous.
It's pretty bad. So doing business in California, we could say it can be interesting.
Do you have any clue on how to clean all that up? How do you
divide the state in half?
Just cut the state in half?
Or there's been proposals for years.
Or maybe just have a task force involved with going through their freaking laws and saying, okay, we've already covered this here, this has been covered here. It's okay. So let's clean up our books.
Something I've always liked is
clean up our laws.
A good quote that I've liked from Adam Carolla, and it's like every time you hear a politician's mouth moving, if you see their mouth moving, you have to think to yourself, are they stupid or are they a liar?
Right.
And that's
it's like if their mouth is moving, they're lying.
Yeah. So stupid or liar, do they want the arbitrary laws or do they care that they're arbitrary? Like, I think that they don't. They want to make whatever laws and see what sticks.
And typically, is that they don't care.
They don't care.
Yeah, that's the typical.
It makes it pretty odd. We would love to leave the state,
man, we can't have people leaving though. We got to have people there.
Staying and fighting
and combating it, and
I'll send you a bill for my sales tax for California.
No, I don't want it. I do not want it. But at the same time, if it doesn't make business sense, that's the only way that they're going to learn. Is if they're losing business in the state, we're losing the taxes from these businesses because we're douchebags.
Look at LA. Look at Hollywood in the last 15 years.
Lord.
A lot of productions went to Canada. Breaking Bad, which is a big series, big bucks.
Yeah.
That whole thing was supposed to be filmed in Riverside.
Yeah.
But because of the taxes, they left California, went to Arizona.
Really?
And reshot the whole show and rewrote the show to be in Arizona when it was supposed to be in Riverside.
Wow. I mean, that's kind of scary when they're hitting their own supporters. Hollywood is, that's their supporters. That's
people go up to Canada and shoot, it's supposed to be based in L.A. or New York.
A lot of stuff out of Canada, yeah.
They go to Georgia all the time. So
California, Walking Dead.
California's so stupid that they're just like, all right, well, we don't care. The business will leave. It's like the hubris of them to kind of say like, oh, okay, then we'll leave.
It doesn't make sense. Yeah, I mean,
yeah.
I don't know. It's one of those things that it's so ridiculous that you try to sit there and rack your brain and figure it out, but you're never going to. So it's futile.
We would so right now we're just doing accessories.
Mm-hmm.
We'll try to find as many innovative accessories as we can, do custom upper builds for customers. A lot of the AR market, always trying to expand. Concealed carriers just becoming so much bigger everywhere. We actually have concealed weapons in our county in California. And
I want to clarify that they're based in California. These guys are based out of California. You sell nationwide.
Yeah, we sell nationwide.
So, they sell other state compliant things.
Yeah, well, so we've teamed up with actually, because of California, something like 30-round magazines.
Mm-hmm.
We can't physically hold them. But we have partners out of state.
You can have them shipped somewhere.
Yeah, so we drop ship a lot of stuff like that outside of California. Something like a magazine, that's something we physically can't hold.
Right.
Because of California, how ridiculous it is.
Yeah.
But other things will.
Well, we could probably work something out with Steve over at Medieval, so where they're drop shipping this stuff for you.
So before we were in this business, we were all consumers, and how we were treated as consumers is what we brought to the business of trying to find things. And this is, everyone uses Amazon. I have to say like 2017, but this is 2018 now. We buy things online, small, like lean companies. Like this is the way to do it, you know. And as the market, like big, top-heavy companies, like I don't think that's a good business model. And that's why we did it, online based only. But we actually, right before I left the SHOT Show, when I go back, we're setting up a meeting. We're actually kind of teaming up with one of our local gun shops because when I buy things too, especially online, it's like, but I want to touch it. I want to feel it. Like there's certain things that I'm like, I'm skeptical.
Sure,
but then when I like get my pause, I'm like, sold.
Right.
So we're teaming up with one of our local gun shops that we're going to take over part of their counter.
Okay.
Where we're going to, and
so people can actually go in, touch, feel,
and it's kind
order.
of with them. It's going to be a little bit of chocolate and peanut butter. He's more into the older guns, like a lot of the hunting industry, a lot of that.
Gotcha.
And we're more into the ARs and that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
so
more modern.
If a customer comes in, they want a custom-built upper from us, we'll build it for them. And then right next door, they go to the other counter, get their lower.
Yeah.
So they can put the lower and upper together. Now they got a full build. That'll be California compliant. We're still doing uppers out of state that aren't compliant because it's just a part. It's just a part. And we're not doing any full rifle builds, but so having that opportunity to have that physical location, I think that's going to really help us as well. So it's in Oakdale. It's Shooter's Warehouse in Oakdale, California is where we're going to be. We might just try to do it like 1 or 2 days a week, just kind of see.
Test it out, test the waters,
Yeah, my business partner's a cop there in Oakdale, so he like goes in there while he's on duty. If he doesn't have a call, it's kind of a small town.
Yeah.
He goes on the call and leans in the gun shop, like leans in the counter like every day, and they're like, all right, well, if you guys are going to come in here all the time, just BS, like, why don't you guys come to work, So I'm trying to negotiate a commission-based, if I sell guns for him, you can commission-base me over, so that'd be kind of fun, too.
Hell yeah, man.
Yeah, getting to hang out in the gun shop, like.
So anything else you've seen interesting here at the SHOT Show?
Seekins Precision has a very
okay.
Yeah, they had a very interesting adjustable gas block. So it has a course adjustment, so you would set your course adjustment, and then you would put a set screw in, and then it has like a fine adjustment, and it kind of is like if you were going to hit something on the fly, so if you're shooting, you could probably like course adjust it where it's on the edge, where you could shoot suppressed and then non-suppressed, and then just like flip a little paddle. I did a video of it on our story on Southpaw Tactical on Instagram.
Okay.
And hopefully they're going to send me an early version of it because they're not out yet. But hopefully we'll get an early version of that.
So tell everybody how they can find you guys on social medias and your website.
Okay.
Real quick. I forgot to do that at the beginning. Sorry.
SouthpawTactical.com is the website. Twitter, Southpaw Tactical. Instagram, Southpaw Tactical. We got a nice shield paw logo. It kind of sticks out like a sore
You do.
thumb.
You got some awesome shirts. I got some for Christmas.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for those. Pepper loves hers.
The tank, with the timing of the tank top, we were a little off. We should have done those in the spring.
Well, yeah.
But by the time going through production, I've been following you guys' new shirt. By the time, from day one, it
takes a minute.
Yeah, it takes a minute. So we're going to be releasing. So we have the California Behind Enemy Line shirt. Have been really popular for us.
We like that.
I like to see those out in public, and sometimes we get photos back from people rocking around San Francisco, and they're wearing their
behind enemy lines.
Yeah, behind enemy lines. Instead of California Republic, it's got a bear with a rifle slung on it.
That's
behind
cool.
enemy lines, and pissing off our lovely neighbors. But we're going to be coming out with actually a new. This one got printed from Grunt Style, and on the sleeves, it kind of. Not everyone wants a shirt that's kind of in their face, so we're going to do a little more of a subtle version.
Okay.
Where it's it might be. You walk past them, it's like, oh, it's a
more
California
subdued.
shirt. Yeah, a little double take, and like, oh, that's a rifle shirt. I get it. Yeah. So
that'd be good. Make them look harder.
Yeah. So we might do actually some California patches as well.
Cool.
It's such a weird thing. We want to leave the state, but we also want to stay and fight too. So I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how long.
Well, anything we can do to help you guys keep the good fight going, man. We're here for you. The
really
Leadhead Brigade's here for you guys.
Yeah.
Appreciate everything you're doing, not only for our Second Amendment rights, but also for those Southpaws out there, man.
Yeah, we do. Hey, the struggle's real.
Kind of an overlooked market for the rifle industry.
The biggest question we get is people like, I'm right-handed, why would I shop from you guys? It's like, we have everything for right-handed.
Sure.
We always have that, if there's a left-handed option, we have that too. You know? So we're not manufacturing any of our own stuff, but we're trying to find, we're doing
You're
the legwork.
trying to bring all the leg work out of, for you lefties. You can go to one-stop shop and boom, if it's left-handed, they got it there.
That's what we're trying to do.
And like you said, right-handers too,
Yeah.
You can find it there too.
We always try to make fun of them though too. I've done full rifle courses, full pistol courses, and shot the whole course right-handed. Bought the holster, set it up the whole right-handed way, and then when we get to go shoot offhand, you see them put in their right hand or their left hand, they're like, I don't know what to do with this. This is broken. It's like, welcome to my world.
Just don't feel right at all. Yeah. So tell us about your background.
I actually grew up in of course, Northern California. For where I grew up on the farm, that's like 10
farm
minutes away
boy.
from where, yeah. So
when people say California, they don't really think farms.
People don't realize. If you look on a map, Bakersfield, California, all the way up to Redding, and 300 to 400 miles wide. That Central Valley is the biggest agriculture. Valley in the world.
Yeah.
And people just think of LA and the beach, dude. That's just
the
what
movie industry.
That's all I think it is.
Yeah.
And that's one of the biggest dairy states, biggest almond states. Not just biggest almond states. It's like 98% of the almonds in the world come from that Central Valley.
I did not realize that.
The biggest competitor is Spain, and there's a little bit in Australia, and it's sprinkled around the rest of the world.
Cool.
People don't
love almonds.
Yeah, people don't realize that. So, of course, I'm in California, and it's like I'm in agriculture business and I'm in the gun business, so I'm well hated. It's like the two worst things I could be. Right. I'm in the state that
put the big target on your back.
I know. But so I grew up on a farm, was always the gun guy. Growing up on the farm too is kind of a necessity. I got to work and shoot squirrels. All right, and then I get a little 22.
Right. Well, you get varmints out there too, depending on if you're doing livestock or something like that.
Yeah.
You still got the varmints that you got to take, and you need a firearm for that to take care of your varmints.
Hey, we had a lot of dairy customers that they didn't like coyotes being around the baby calves, that kind of stuff. They'd go get them in the middle of the night.
Yeah.
So they'd say, hey, come out and shoot coyotes. And it's like, all right, you don't tell me twice. So we had our little route. So we'd go out and shoot coyotes. We still do, And
right.
So grew up on the dairy, and family business is a little difficult. And my dad's an old stubborn Portuguese. And I started, was like I said, always gun guy. Even though I'm in California, always when the assault weapons ban was dropped, when it sunsetted, I was able to get an AR in California.
Yeah.
And that was actually before bullet buttons. So the bullet button wasn't a real thing.
Sure.
So Bushmaster came out with a top-loaded polymer AR, which is the only one you could get. And then the bullet buttons came out, and we started using the bullet buttons and rocked those for a long time. And then that was all before we were in the industry. So
Right.
but I've always been like chasing that, like the next gun, what we can do in California.
Yeah.
It's become more difficult, but it really, now being within the industry for, about 2.5 years, seeing people innovate around this stuff, like, gives me hope. Like, it gives me hope that for them
Same here, man. I love to see the innovation. And I hate to say it, but a lot of the obstacles that states like California throw up is where we get a lot of our innovation from too.
In a weird, it's
kind of a double-edged sword.
It's a weird duality of certain things of like, well, we don't want these laws.
So how do we get around it?
Might force someone to make something new. Look at the fight light lowers. I think that's a really interesting concept. I was talking to Klishnikov USA if they're going to do the Sega 7.62 pattern rifles, the Sporter AKs that are California legal.
Mm-hmm.
All the trigger set back has traditional stock. I think they're great. Caltech has the survival rifle.
Oh yeah,
and that's going to be California legal, and that's kind of slick.
The RDB survival.
Yeah,
RDBS.
I'm definitely really interested in one of those for a California
There's one right,
rifle.
just happens to be one right over there.
They're really slick, fully ambi. The
Yep.
charging handle can go on both sides. Like,
Compact.
yeah, like I
Very
really
lightweight,
like,
super lightweight. Yeah,
I'm definitely really interested in one of those.
and those are compliant in California.
Those are because it's not a pistol grip. It's not a pistol
it's
grip.
It's your standard rifle.
California defines it as a pistol grip, which is just ridiculous.
Just a grip.
If the webbing of your trigger finger and your thumb, if that webbing drops, I know, if that drops below where the trigger leaves, conspicuously drops below where the trigger leaves the receiver. So if your hand is a quarter inch up, you're good. Or if your thumb is on the opposite side, so think of holding your AR as a pistol grip.
Yeah.
Just move your thumb up and over on the other side, so you're just like kind of palming it.
Yeah.
Now it's no longer a pistol grip.
That's ridiculous.
So it's still 5.56, still 7.62,
still shoots
whatever
the
you're
same. I can still do the
shoots
same,
the same. Yeah, the tactical magazine's still the same. And it's like, there's how many crimes are committed with these? Very few.
Minuscule.
Yeah, but it's like, it's scary. It's black rifle. It's like, it's crazy.
Yeah. So we can sit here all day and try to figure out California, but the fact is that you guys are there. You're doing business. So we appreciate that, and eventually something's got to change. People aren't just going to keep moving out of California. So, and the rest of the world, the rest of the nation doesn't feel the same way. The majority of our country, our nation, does not feel the same way, and that's evident.
Yeah, there's a little. I think we get a little hard time. So the behind enemy lines kind of theme that we made the shirt out of kind of came from a lot of discussion that we've had online, and even before the social medias, like on forums, that kind of stuff. Of people said like, "Oh, screw it, it's just California. Like, let them fall off in the ocean.
Let them have this one." Yeah, and San Andreas is going to get them.
But the problems we get in laws in California can affect other states. So instead of saying, "Hey, just forget them, it doesn't bother me," it's a little bit of putting your head in the sand. Like, we all need to fight together.
Sure.
And a little bit of opposition we have in some people in California too is the FUDs. The old guys get their shotgun and their rifle and say, "Well, I'm not interested in ARs."
That doesn't
or the
affect
pistols.
me.
It could.
That doesn't affect me, but yeah, it really does. Yeah,
we're all on the same side. You know? And we like the mentality of like, Well,
I guarantee you the ammunition affected them.
So we went out in the desert and we shot with Forge Relations. We went out there and did some photography. And Nevada Ammunition was out there. He brought his 249 SOTs, so that was
sweet.
That was fun.
That was
I got some video shooting it one-handed like that, so that was real fun.
Going all Rambo on us now, man.
His sales are down. Just California, the state right next door to him. Like, his sales are down. It's like that has a massive effect. Things that happen in California. We're one of the second largest gun-owning populations in the country. We are a massive state, but things that happen in California.
Well, you gotta step up, and you gotta speak your mind. You gotta harass your representatives, your senators. You gotta let them know how you feel, because the squeaky wheel gets oiled.
Yes. And the thing too of the mentality of, we have to bring people in. My sister works in the tech industry in the Bay Area, and
Is she like really good with tech?
She's pretty good.
So I got some files I need her to try to recover on this.
She might not be cheap, but she's good. But
I'll send her a T-shirt.
She brings people out from her industry, and so it's some crossover between IT and medical field.
Mm-hmm.
She's brought people out, never touched a gun in their life, never been around it, and brought them out and really exposed them to it in a very safe, very structured way. And the best thing we can do is have people walk away from that and be like, this isn't what I thought it was.
Yeah.
We are.
That's what they will typically do. If you can take a gun grabber, gun hater, it's typically because they have an irrational fear of the unknown. They've never been around, never had any exposure to them. If you take them out in a safe, environment, range, non-threatening, kind of thing, don't put a freaking 50 cal in their hand.
Yeah.
Let them shoot a 9 or something like that. They'll walk away with a completely different mindset.
Oh, and I mean,
they still may be against the guns at that point, but they're going to have a different mindset about it.
And the hope for things like that is always, if they have their, make quotes, liberal friends, and they say, oh, well, guns, this and that, and if they've been experienced to it in the right way, they've had that positive experience, but that's not what you... They might tell their friends it's not what you're making it out to be.
Yeah,
that's kind of a
not
myth.
as bad as you're making it out to be.
Yeah. That's always
they can
hope.
take that real life experience and then their debates and conversations they're having with their buddies, they can throw a little first-hand experience in there. Yeah.
In
absolutely.
2018, yelling out of my cold dead hands is not the path forward anymore.
No, it's
We
not.
might feel like that sometimes, but that's not the path forward with the industry.
Right.
You're not helping anybody by doing that.
Absolutely not. But again, we're here for you, Joe. Anything we can do to help you guys out.
Really appreciate it.
Appreciate everything. And once again, all your sites.
SouthpawTactical.com, Southpaw.Tactical on Instagram, Southpaw Tac on Twitter. But if you Google search Southpaw Tactical, the Google machine will
Google
find
machine,
us.
and you guys definitely got to go check out their T-shirts. They got some awesome shirts and patches.
So, and I'm going to do a SHOT Show code for the Talking Lead. Let's go. I'll make it right now when we get off this. I'll set it up. So let's go.
How about Leadhead?
Oh, let's go. Yeah, just simple. We'll keep it Leadhead.
Let's keep it simple.
We'll go 20% off.
Wow.
Till the end of SHOT Show. So I'll be here till Sunday. So we'll go a full.
So can we
release,
maybe it's going to be like a couple of weeks after or so.
Okay.
So.
I will do it.
But we can do a social media thing for SHOT Show now if you want to. And then for the people who hear this, then they can use the code for 1 week after we do the release of this, let's say.
Okay.
And then
sounds good.
That'd be good.
Yeah. Use Leadhead on W.
So whenever you're hearing this, look at when I posted it. So 1 week from that date, that discount code is going to be good for 20% off at Southpaw Tactical. And so you social media guys, I mean, we shouldn't. Nobody's listening to me right now anyway, so we'll just you and I will make a post on social media.
And after that, after we do a short week of the Talking Lead, I'll just make it a standing code for 10% off for the lead heads.
So I'm getting brain dead. It's getting late in the day.
One thing about being from California and walking around here, it's just like, oh, this is all like this is what's nice. This is what it's like to visit America.
This is America.
Yeah.
This is free America.
Yeah.
So. All right, guys, we're going to be back with more coverage for the 2018 SHOT Show here at the Keltec booth, the official lead quarters of Talking Lead. Joe, thank you again, buddy.
Hey, thanks, man.
All right, guys, so that was another great interview there from the 2018 SHOT Show from the official lead quarters at the Keltec booth. Thanks to our good buddies over at Keltec, Chad Enos, Matt over there, and, of course, all the Kellgrens, the Kellgren family. Those guys are awesome. Thank you so much. Make sure you guys go to keltecweapons.com and support those that support the show. Speaking about those who support the show, we got to give big thanks to all our sponsors. I didn't do that in the beginning of the show again. So, Right On USA, the official optics of Talking Lead. Make sure you guys go to rightonusa.com, and they've got some new scopes coming out. As you heard from our 2018 SHOT Show interview with Brady, they've got a new 1-8. To the reticles, I got a hunting and a tactical reticle coming out for that scope. And the hunting one was worked on by the famous hunter Craig Boddington. So make sure you guys check that out. They should be releasing those hopefully before NRA comes. So rightonusa.com, RITON. Modern Spartan Systems. don't just lube your firearms or clean them. You're going to optimize them with Modern Spartan Systems line of optimization products like their gun lubes, their gun carbon destroyer, their what else do they got? They've got all kind of they got everything that you need to clean and optimize your firearms. We've had Charlie Melton on here, the famous sniper, made the world's longest rifle shot. It was almost 3 miles, Jerommie. But we're going out in June. I'm going to go out with him in June. And those guys are going to be using the Modern Spartan Systems products again, and we might be using Right-On Optics if they can get that high-powered scope done in time, where he's going to do a 4,000, 5,000, and 6,000 yard shot. Amazing. So that's going to be cool. So that's coming up in June. Modern Spartan Systems, check them out at modernspartansystems.com. Glock. Check them out at us.glock.com. That's right. Old Lefty carries the Glock. I've got the Glock 19X, which is the hybrid between the 17 and the 19. Have you seen those yet?
No, I have not.
Oh, they're amazing, man. I love them. I usually have mine right here next to me, but wait, I do. Hold on. I'll show it to you. And they come standard. You might say, did I have this custom done in this color? But no, Jerommie. This is the color that they come. It's flat dark earth. I call it the Glock dark earth, the GDE. Nice. But as you can see, it's got the longer grip like the 17, but it's got the slide of a 19. So you get the compactness.
Interesting.
And it's a very good carry gun for me. Can still carry. I carry appendix, which a lot of people are like, oh, you're a dumbass. You're going to shoot your dick, blah, blah, blah. Well, I keep my booger hook off the bang switch, and it's fine. Just like if I was on the hip, it's not going to go off unless I put my booger hook on there. But
keep your finger off the locator button.
That's right. That's exactly right. And then high threat concealment. I'm using the high threat concealment. What are they calling this holster right here? The Spectre. High threat concealment Spectre. Which on my Glock, I've got the Enforce light, and this was custom made for the Glock 19 with that light. Fits in like a glove. And then, of course, anything else that you need, holster-wise, any kind of gun, you can get it there at High Threat Concealment for your magazines. They even have the belt rig systems, quick release, quick detach, quick... I got to remember all the names of this stuff.
It's just all kinds of gear.
There's just too much stuff. But you guys go to highthreatconcealment.com. I think those guys are going to be out at NRA. We're going to get them on. They've got some new stuff coming out, so we're going to get Adam and Sarah on. We're going to talk about all that cool stuff that they've got over at High Threat Concealment. Highthreatconcealment.com. And then, of course, X Steel Targets, Jerommie.
X Steel Targets.
If you're not shooting AR 500 steel targets, you're missing out. You get that instant ting when you shoot those AR 500 steel targets.
Love that.
xsteeltargets.com, and I think they're actually going to take part in that world's longest rifle shot as well. Bud is making some custom targets for Charlie for those distances, so that's going to be exciting to see what he comes up with. VanQuest, makers of all the cool bags and gear that you see me carrying all my stuff in at the shows and in the airport when I travel. They've got bags for your computers. They got bags for your cameras. They got bags for your guns. They got bags for everything. So you go to VanQuest. It's vanquest.com, and you'll get anything, everything. And they got cool designs, too. They don't stand out with some of those camo patterns and stuff where it just looks tactical. These look more urban. They fit in the environment. They're not going to stick out and say, hey, that guy's a gun carrier. Or they do have some if you want it that way too. They've got the multicam black, which is my favorite. I like that. And then, of course, 1776 United, Jerommie. They make all the cool Talking Lead t-shirts and patches. And we just came out with the new Leadhead Brigade t-shirt. So you guys can go to 1776united.com and get those. And we're working on another one. Just a little something to let you guys know. There's another one coming down the pipe. So stay tuned for that. And speaking of Talking Lead logos, Jerommie. We just came out, and I couldn't find my my water cup. I was going to show it to you. It's in here somewhere.
Isn't that the infamous question of everything?
Where did I put it? I know.
Yeah.
So
I leave it up to my wife. I always ask her, where did I put it? She'll go, right over there. Ah, yeah.
Yeah, right. Yeah, my wife's not here right now to tell me that, so I'm gonna since our lead heads can't see it, I'll describe it. And I've posted some stuff on Instagram. We are in a partnership with our good buddy Danny over at Dipstick Hydrographics. That's Dipstick123 or dip123.com. And he is producing the official Talking Lead mug. So it's like those Yetis.
Yeah.
That keeps your shit cold all the time.
Yep. Oh, is that the one you had on your walk the other day? Still was cold.
Yeah.
I saw that on Instagram.
My 3-mile walk with my puppy. Yeah, Oshi.
Yeah.
Yeah. So those are the new official lead head, and I don't really have a cool name for them yet. So what I want the lead head brigade to do is name the lead head thermos or mug or whatever. Come up with a cool name for that, and the winner is going to get one of those mugs. But if you guys want those, you can custom. You can pre-order them just like Jerommie's watches. You can go to, and I'm going to give you the website here. It's www.dip123.com/talking lead, and you can put your order in, your pre-order. And those are going to be shipping, I believe, sometime around mid-May. But we're running a special on them. Normally they're $30, but if you pre-order them, they're going to be $25. And that's a 20 ounce or a 30 ounce. It's going to be the same price for that $25. Wow. And it's going to have the classic Talking Lead logo on there. They're going to be black powder coated. And they keep your drinks just extra crispy cold for hours and hours upon hours.
Even in Florida?
Even in Florida. Even in Arizona. Yeah. No matter where you may be, where the heat is. I'm not going to guarantee how long it'll keep it cold, but, you'll be cool anyway because you got a Talking Lead, whatever, a leady yeti. I don't know what you call them.
Whatever the definition of cool, whether it be carry-in cool or cool inside, you're just cool.
You're just cool. So you guys send me your suggestions on what we should call our Talking Lead cups at talkingled@gmail.com, and we'll pick a winner, and we'll send you one of those as a thank you for naming them. But go to that website, www.dip123.com/talking lead, and you can pre-order those today. When you hear this, they'll be ready to go, and then those will ship sometime mid-May, something like that. And this special is only going to last until, I think, the 17th of May. So May 17th, that's the cutoff date when you get this special price. So all the orders that get in before then, you get that special $25 price. Very cool. So thanks to Danny for producing those for us. Let's see, who am I forgetting? I'm forgetting something. I'm forgetting. Drum roll.
Who is it?
DEFI, the official wristwear of Left Hand of Talking Lead. That's right.
Can you go wrong?
I can't. Smith and Bradley and DEFI. I love them all, so I can't just say DEFI is the official. It's got to be the Smith and Bradley too, because I love my sands, and I'm going to be getting one of those new sands too. I'm going to get them that $175 price. I'm probably going to get 2 or 3 at that price because that's Jesus, dude. I can't believe you guys are doing that. That's crazy. But yeah, so thank you, thank DEFI, thank DEFI for the discount code. Once again, tell them where they can go pre-order that and the code that they're gonna. So,
since we don't have an official, we can go on since the pre-order is closed.
Oh, it's the email. It's the email.
Yeah. So just service@smithbradleyltd.com, and just say you want to know when it's available.
Yeah.
And then we'll email you back when it's available. You just got to tell us that you're a lead head,
and you're going to get that special $175.
Heck of a discount.
Very cool. Thank you for doing that, Jerommie. That is awesome.
And DEFI is more of that watch that everybody can afford no matter what.
Yeah.
And, the other thing with DEFI is that we love to give back with DEFI. So we try and give as much as we possibly can. Even working with you, working with other groups.
These guys just donated several watches for us to take to the Sheepdog Impact Assistance Gala, which we're going to this weekend. We'll report back to you guys on that. But yeah, that's awesome. Thank you for doing that.
So we get a lot of groups that, from PTSD groups to charity groups that want, hey, can you give something to us to raise money for charity, or hey, can you donate this and that? And DEFI is, by all means, that's what we do.
Yeah.
So with these products, we're able to give more, do more, get more product in people's hands. I remember what it was like when I was working on the street. We just didn't make a whole lot of money. And anytime, people always ask for money, but money goes to a lot of upfront to the front office. This fee and this fee and this fee. And by the time it gets to somebody, they get about 25 cents or 10 cents on the dollar.
Yeah.
So I just say, you know what? Tell me guys that need some stuff. I'll either work some trades with some other groups and donate gear, or we'll just straight up donate product to guys that are out in the field that can wear it.
That's the best way to get it to them, isn't it? Absolutely,
because it's directly to them. It's not any middleman. There's no one taking any profit out of it. It's right to them.
Right.
And, I know we've spoken about it a little bit, like with the NRA and what we could ever do, to help bolster or support them in any way. And, I'd love to support them. After the shooting that we had here in Florida, they were calling, hey, let's give you a lifetime membership. Hey, let's give you a 5, 10 year, whatever these years are. And I told them I didn't want to buy a lifetime because I want to give you more money. Just keep calling me every 5 years or so, and I'll just keep giving you more money. I want you to have more money. I don't want to take and not give more. So I do want to give you more money. And, if I ever got into a situation where I could work out a deal with the NRA with some of our watches.
Yeah.
In a flash. But we would love to put that option on the table.
Sure.
And let us be able to get a product out there at our purchasing power and allow them to make a lot of money and support what we
I'm sure that if they're not interested in it, that there are other gun right organizations that would step up. The NSSF, it's another great organization. But yeah, I'm sure NRA would jump all over that, though.
Yeah, but there's anything to support what it's all about, and it's not. We can do a lot to help support.
Yeah, you've positioned yourself to where you're able to do that now, and that's
absolutely
that's what's about. That's what our show's about too, and that's one of the things that keeps me going on this show too, is that we're able to help. Organizations like Sheepdog Impact Assistance, like Mission 22, like different organizations like that. So it's just that's what it's about now for us. That's what I like doing.
When you said, "Hey, working with Sheepdog and you and doing that," absolutely. Just tell me what you want.
That's cool. And thank you for doing that. And
I would never question any of that type of stuff.
And also, I got to give a thanks to Kel-Tec. They donated a KSG shotgun. Palmetto State Armory donated an AR-15. Right On Optics did one of their 1-5, Mod 7 1-5, very nice optic there. Smith and Bradley DEFI donated. We've got, and we haven't talked about your watches yet, so we got to talk about the Scout and we've got to talk about the Battlefield. So we're going to do that. But I got to pat everybody on the back for jumping in and taking part. Abraham and Moses. They started. Have you heard that?
No.
Yeah, they started a new knife division under Geisley. Really nice knives. So they sent us one of their Goodmans, which is like a $750 tactical knife, fixed blade knife. Yeah, it's really nice. The sheath alone is like $400.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So big thanks to them. Gosh, who am I forgetting? So we had a shotgun, we had AR-15, we had the scopes, had the watches, we had the knife, and
you got a really nice package.
Yeah, we're going to auction this off at the Sheepdog Impact Assistance Charity Ball. So, but we're going to give somebody the opportunity to bid on that. We're expecting to raise a lot of money with that. So thanks to all the friends of Talking Lead, the supporters of the show, for donating all those awesome prizes. It's going to raise a lot of money for these guys.
Awesome.
But let's talk about the Scout and the Battlefield from DEFI. This is all the rage.
Yeah, so the Scout, boy, that's the one you got on, right?
It's the one I'm wearing today. I've actually got all my watches here with me, but yeah, I'm wearing the Scout the last 2 days, as a matter of fact. It's great for the gym. I love it.
Yeah, how do you like the visibility?
It's great. Like on the treadmill and everything, it shows up great.
Yeah, so how do you like the night light?
The night light is good. It works perfect. Of course, daytime you can still see it, but at nighttime it really shows up.
Yeah.
Dusk.
So you got a compass, you got multiple time zones, alarms, world time. And this is a true traveling watch. It's a true scout watch. I mean, you're going to be out in the field and you want to do some tracking and navigating. That's it.
What I'm digging, is it's got that compass on it. So let's talk about that compass. How that works.
Let's do it. So it's a magnetic compass, so you got to go through the directions that come with it to actually set it up. You do the spin. There's a procedure you go through, press this button, get that one set up, and then spin it around.
Yeah, it's really easy.
It finds, magnetic north, and it rocks, man. I mean, you can go and go and go, and everyone that's reported back is like, man, this thing is awesome.
Yeah.
It just works that good.
Yeah, you're out on a hike. You're hunting. Yeah, I know.
For sure. Especially when you're traveling. You name it, it's just so full of little things. It's very hard to scratch, even though it's not sapphire.
Mm-hmm. What is the coating on this? Because I was a bonehead the other day. I had a scratch on it. I was like, holy crap, it's already scratched. How's that possible? And then I got to digging my thumbnail. I was like, this thing's plastic. There's no way this is plastic. But it was the protective little cover that it ships with.
Right.
So I took that off, and it was
it's just a polymer plastic it's scratch resistant. You can scratch it, but it takes a pretty good licking.
Yeah.
In order to get it to scratch.
I'm just keeping that protective thing on there as long as I can. So it works pretty good.
Yeah. So I use the stopwatch on it. It's got all the world time on it. It does daylight savings time. Cool thing, it's got a countdown timer too.
Yeah, I'd use that in the gym.
Yeah, all these little things like, oh, it's got all this little stuff all over it, and
you can hear me cycling through everything right now.
And you can actually turn the beep on or off if you want the beep on or off.
I gotta have the beep on.
You're a beeper guy.
I'm a beeper guy. Yeah, I'm not quiet.
But the cool thing about this watch, it's a polycarbon material case. The movement is Japanese, who G-Shock and everybody else that, they're the guys.
Yeah.
The straps we actually bring in from Germany. So we have a German imported. So everything's kind of imported and then put together.
Okay.
We do not assemble these in-house. We don't. We sell way too many of them. The
only thing that I've noticed, Jerommie, on these that I want added, I would like to have added, is an additional strap retainer. The little one of these, like my Evolution has. It's got two of those.
Yep, and kind of like how your Battlefield.
The Battlefield just has one too.
But it has the little riser in there, so it doesn't come undone.
Oh, I've missed something. Show where's that at?
Oh, I know. So we'll segue right out of the Scout there.
Okay, out of the Scout back to the Battlefield now. And
so now look at your Battlefield. Look at the end of the strap, how it rises up there at the end.
Uh-huh.
That way your hook that holds your strap down won't slide off. Where we find it can slide on the Scout.
Uh-huh.
it prohibits it from sliding. So once you pass it through, it doesn't want to pass back out, so you don't lose your watch, for the strap anyway.
Okay. Yeah, I see it. It's got that little lip on it right there.
Yeah. So that little riser right there stops it from coming undone. But yeah,
okay,
we can add another one of those guys on there pretty easily. So the cool thing with
just some user feedback. That's
absolutely,
because
every watch that we build, everyone, after I do the first design, everything that we do and any alteration that we do after that is always based upon customer response. So we always go from what the field tells us, and that's how we build it.
Yeah. But let's get back to the battlefield, because this one, it's becoming my favorite. I mean, it's almost taken the place of my Sans Evolution. It's just got a bunch of stuff on it, man. You talk about feature rich. This one has it.
Well, it's rich all the way around.
Yeah.
There again, the entire strap, we bring over from Germany.
Okay.
It's a polycarbon case, and now this is a dual movement watch.
Yes.
So you can run analog time and digital time at the same time.
Yep.
Because there's two different movements inside this watch. So we actually use Citizen is the movement maker from Japan that makes the analog. And then we have the digital that is done over in Japan as well. Then we couple all that, our lighting is done from Japan. You get to do the digital analog. You got a calendar. You got a chrono stopwatch.
Yeah.
Then you got your alarm, your military time.
Got the date and time.
Date and time, and it's all on the screen. Day, date, and time.
Day, date. Yeah, it's all right here on this. You got 1, 2, 3 windows, and then you've got the little slit for the seconds right there too.
Yeah, and you can run seconds in two different ways. You can run it in analog and run seconds in digital.
In digital, yeah.
So you can run it. You can hack time and set it with one and run the other.
And then it's got an alarm on it. It's got a stopwatch on it.
So there's actually 2 ways to run. You get 2 time zones in digital. It's T2. It's time zone 2.
Oh, okay. That's what it is.
You can set a second time zone in digital and run analog. So you can do actually 3 time zones.
Wow. And it's lightweight too. It's got it's got the bigger face on it, which I like. It's got one of those big goby faces on it. It's thick, it's heavy duty, which I like too. Now, what's the depth on this one?
They say 100 meters. I take mine all the time. Go in the ocean, go in the pool, go everywhere.
Okay.
Never had a problem with it.
Yeah, I've been wearing it in the shower. I haven't really been in the pool yet. I don't live in Florida. We just had, I think it was almost 80 degrees here today, where yesterday it was snowing in Tennessee. It's crazy.
That ain't even right, is it?
It's not right. It's redonkulous. But yeah, so when pool weather gets here, lake weather, I'm going to definitely test it out for that too. I took my sand skiing with me. Took it to the slopes. It was great. It's like I said. I mean, I love this. I love the sands. It's my favorite watch. You got me into wearing watches again because of this watch, because of the Sans Evolution. I hadn't worn a watch in like 20 years. I just written watches. I was like, I'm not a watch guy. I don't want to wear watches. I've got my cell phone. I can tell the time on my cell phone. It's all I need right there. But once I put that thing on, man, it just felt so good. And I mean, it's just something about it. Having something on my wrist. I don't know.
That's the good stuff.
There's got to be like a psychological term for it. I mean, I don't know. Are we missing any features on the battlefield? Is that...
No,
I mean, it does so much. And I haven't even got through half the stuff yet on what all it does. So,
and we get people say, well, it looks like a G-Shock. Well, yeah, I mean, it does. It has similarities to it. We just use imported straps, use imported stuff into it, and we have to compete with that marketplace.
Yeah. How much is a G-Shock?
$100 and some bucks now.
Yeah, these are less than what, 90? About $90?
Pull up here. I'll tell you what the battlefield is. $69.95.
Oh my gosh! I was thinking this was like a $300 watch, and then I actually looked it up the other day, and I was like, "Holy crap! The thing's less than $100. It's less. It's less than $70. Like $70, right?
Yeah.
Holy crap!
Okay. Let's do something real crazy.
Uh
Got some
oh. Brace yourself, lead heads.
Yeah, let's do this. Let's be something real crazy.
I feel another deal coming on.
How can we sweeten this pot a little more? How can we get people just really?
I'm excited, dude. I don't know how you could make it even more exciting. What did you have in mind? I mean, we've got watches, we've got new Talking Lead mugs going on here.
I'm just playing with something here, right? Since we're here.
Since you got access to the back end.
Oh, I know. I'll hear about it tomorrow. Who is back here? Yeah, I know. Yeah, I think we just got. I got one more number to put in. I think we got her.
Okay, what are you doing? I'm curious. What are you doing now? The mad scientist has gotten behind the keyboard and they got the back end of the website.
Well, there's two things they don't like me doing: website, and when I start doing stuff and I respond on social media. Like, get it away from me.
Trump? Are you Trump social media kind of guy?
You know, I'm a nice guy. I just, I had one guy. He's like, well, are all these? It was about DEFI watches. He goes, all these watches, are they still made in the USA? Because I don't buy anything. Now, mind you, he said this: I don't buy anything
it's not made
unless it's made in the USA. And I said, well, you might want to quit typing on that computer you're on.
Bam!
I'm like, why are you going to start throwing stuff down range like that?
That cell phone you're talking on there, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, guys, if you're going to hit, I'll throw right back. I'm okay with it. So here's what we're doing. It's 44% off Battlefield and Scout watches. 44% off. That's the Scout. It comes to $50.38 is what it comes to. You got to see what this discount.
That's gonna put it way down there low. It's gonna be like 40-something bucks.
Oh my gosh, this is gonna be crazy. Let's test this out real quick. Let's see what we got here. Check out. Oh boy, this is why they do not like me in here. I probably got this whole thing all jacked up.
You probably do, and everybody across the world's gonna get them for that price now.
No, it's defined. It has to be a lead head.
Okay.
Yeah, because that code is the only one that works. And know what oh my gosh. You ready for this?
What?
Battlefield.
Uh-huh.
You're a lead head.
Uh-huh.
$39.18.
Oh my God.
I gotta make it fair across the board, 44% across the board.
That's the way to do it. So 44% off. Where'd you get 44? You just came up with that out of your ass? 44?
Yeah.
Are you a John Riggins fan?
If you saw how I designed some stuff, you're like, where'd you get that from? It's just, it works.
There you go, guys. So if you don't use this discount code, then you can't call yourself a leadhead because that's awesome. That's an awesome deal to get these watches for that price. Is there a limited amount that they can get for that?
Have at it.
Okay, unlimited. So you can go ahead and start Christmas shopping, guys.
Yeah, want to grab one for here, grab one for there, and stick some in the closet? Go ahead.
Get them while they last. Very cool.
Yeah, we get 6 of them in a pouch when we ship. So there you go.
And they are well, like I said, they're well worth it, guys. Like I said, when I grabbed that, when he gave me that Battlefield at Big 3, I was like, this is like a $300 watch, man. I couldn't believe that it was only like $70 for the retail, and you guys are going to be getting it for $40. That's crazy. And then
you can't. The only thing, you can't put this on social media.
Okay, I'm down with that.
You can only get
I think
this
that's
if
fair.
you're a listener.
You gotta listen. And
I think I'm going to continually offer crazy little deals with you as long as you listen to the show.
I like that. That's good. So periodically.
Periodically, we're going to throw some really funky stuff in here, but you got to be listening to the show.
I like that.
If you're not listening to the show, you're not going to get the discount. No one's going to go out and post it on social media like, oh, look what I just got.
Yeah.
No.
Not posting it on social media. I can't put it on Instagram. Can't put it on Facebook. You got to listen.
This is what they called old school.
I like that. So you really find out who the hardcore fans are that way.
Yeah, if you're listening, you get rewarded for being a listener. And
That's cool.
I'll step right up, and I'll be the one to offer those discounts up there as long as you're a listener.
You're the man. Jerommie, thank you for doing that. That's cool.
Absolutely.
Is there anything else coming down the line from DEFI?
DEFI, we've got...
Or do you have another brand that you're going to be dropping?
Well, we do have Prima, which is our premier line,
Okay.
which is our high-end stuff. Then we have S&B, and then we have DEFI. So we've got all the things that you could ever dream of in Prima. We've got all the stuff that you could ever want in S&B, and all the stuff you'd ever want to use anywhere in your life with DEFI.
So Prima, I don't think we've talked about that.
No, Prima is Prima, primawatches.com.
Okay. And I don't think we talked about that last time you were on.
I don't even know if I've ever talked to you about it.
I don't think we have.
Yeah.
I'm looking at the website now, and no, I have never seen this website before. So let's talk about Prima real quick.
So in a nutshell...
Because I'm salivating right now. Holy crap.
In a nutshell, this is where we're bringing all watch manufacturing back in the U.S. So half of Prima's collection, we make the cases, case back, and other parts in our machine shop in Santee, California, out of grade 5 titanium.
Oh, wow.
Build out of a single billet.
Golly, these are beautiful, man.
And then we hand build everything. We hand sand, we hand finish, we hand polish, everything.
And guys, I mean, we've been talking some great prices on watches, and I'm sure that these should be a whole lot more than they are also, but we're up in the $3,000 range on these bad boys.
Yeah.
But they're beautiful.
They'll start at $3,000, and I've done up to $25,000.
Holy crap.
But that's when I'm building the movement by hand and doing a lot of different things. And
yeah.
It can get quite exotic.
The Legend White, I really like that. That's pretty. So is this can you do like different color faces and kind of customize them the way you want?
We're leaving that bad boy right where it's at.
Okay.
If you want it more bespoke, you just got to email and ask. The last one I did for a client, he had just bought a 918 Porsche Spyder, $1.7 million supercar, and I made the watch to match his car. It looked like Porsche made it.
That's cool.
So yeah, but the whole contour of the watch body matched the contour of the car. The dial was hand laid, carbon fiber. The movement was built by hand.
Oh wow!
Diamond-like carbon coated. Just everything over the top.
So you can just do pretty much anything you want to with a watch these days. Wow.
The only thing that holds you back is your wallet
and your imagination. That is cool. I like. We've never talked about Prima before. So you guys, you really want to treat yourself? Go to Prima and check out those watches there. The Executive, the Legend, the Matrix. Ooh, that's a cool looking one too.
I just built a Matrix yesterday for a client.
A lot going on these watches.
A lot.
A lot. Very cool. So that's Prima Watches, PRIMA.com. All right, Jerommie, I think we probably should wrap up the show unless there's anything else that we need to...
No, brother, I think we've captured everything. We're just going to leave a little bit more for the next time because we got to create crazy discounts and do crazy things the next time I'm on here. So we'll leave a little bit hanging.
Yeah. So guys, make sure you take advantage of those deals. Tell everybody to listen to the show. They're going to get the deal too. He may ask you a little trivia question just to make sure you were listening too when you put your order in. I'm just saying.
But we want to make sure you're listening.
You may ask who the Jackwagon was this week, just to make sure they were listening. Very cool.
Absolutely.
I hate that you're not sure if you're going to be at NRA. I would love for you to be at NRA. We're going to be at the Eagle Imports booth, 5921.
What's the date on that, real quick?
3rd, 4th, 5th, I believe, or 4th, 5th, and 6th. Yeah, it's May.
3rd, 4th, and 6th of May.
But you lead heads, if you're coming out, make sure you come by the Eagle Imports booth, 5921. We're going to be there doing the show. We're going to be giving away stuff. We're going to have lots of cool stuff that we're going to be giving away, and you got to be there to get it. This is going to be one of those exclusive kind of NRA deals. We may have some shirts. I don't know if we're going to get those done in time. May have some of these mugs, these Talking Lead mugs there. But I know Eagle's going to be giving away a couple of guns also. So make sure you come by and say hey if you're going to be there in Dallas. The lead quarters, baby, Eagle Imports. And again, a big thanks to all the sponsors of Talking Lead, Modern Spartan Systems, Ride On USA, Ride On Optics, High Threat Concealment, Glock, X Steel Targets, VanQuest, 1776 United, Dipstick 123, and of course, Smith & Bradley, Prima, and DEFI. All right, Leadheads, that brings us to the end of another episode of the Talking Lead podcast. Jerommie, thank you again so much for offering the Leadheads these amazing deals.
Absolutely.
And then make sure you guys go to their website.
Smith Bradley
LTD.com. And
or you
then,
can just type in Smith & Bradley watches anywhere on the internet.
And it'll come up. And then, of course, DEFI is DEFI watches.com.
Correct.
And don't forget to get the pre-orders on those SANS.
The SANS 13 2.0.
2.0. SANS 13 2.0. You got to send that email to service at
SmithBradleyLTD.com.
LTD.com. There you go. And as always, Leadheads, keep your loved ones close.
And your guns close. You get guns and guns on here?
We
talk
guns? Did we talk guns this episode? Firearms at all?
Is this a gun show?
You'd think it was a watch show today, right?
I think we didn't even get guns even talked about.
We need to talk guns. We'll do that next time we have you on. I'm telling you, man, watches are like guns. Once you get hooked on them, man, you're gonna want them all.
Yeah, but dude, keep your guns closer for sure. And you should illuminate your guns with the light from your battlefield or your scout
or your SANS. The SANS evolved. The looms on that thing are extraordinarily bright. It's crazy bright.
Absolutely.
All right, guys. Till next week. We're out. Oh, guys, you didn't think I was going to let you go that easily, did you? No. We've got to announce a winner. And the winner this week, Leadhead of the Week, goes to Jonathan Gallup. Jonathan was very engaging on our social media platforms this week. So, Jonathan, way to go, buddy. Congratulations. If you guys want to win some awesome prizes, make sure you're engaging us on social media, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Comment on our post. Leave us some feedback on these podcasting stations like iTunes, iHeartRadio, Stitcher. We'll be checking those, picking winners at random. So, Jonathan, you just won yourself an awesome tactical squirrel box. Send me your info at talkingled@gmail.com, and we'll get you set up, brother. Talk to you next episode, Leadheads.
And as always, keep your loved ones close.
And your firearms closer.